Hi guys. This is the second case of notification in section two. The first case we did, it's a transient notification where the message automatically disappears after a fixed amount of time. But in the second case, we're learning how to remove the notification when the task is complete. All right. So there are two things that Hadley mentions. Um, the show notification function has this two arguments, duration and close button. So set duration to null and close button to false. All right. So that the notification stays visible until the task is complete. All right. So that's the first part. The second part is we're saving this notification to ID, an object. All right. So we named it ID and then pass that to remove notification function on that exit function. Right. So let's do this. But our textbook doesn't have UI functions. So I'm going to show you in our studio. All right? Okay. All right. So let's create the file, section 2.2. Select all, delete, Shiny app. Come on. All right. Shiny app. All right. Now I'm going to copy the code from the textbook because I want to save time to show you something else. So the second section. So again, the textbook only has code for the server function here. So again, we have this show notification function and then remove notification function. And then, so that's the notification part, right? The actual action is here, read.csv to import a file and then input file data path. What is this? So this must be a data path. In other words, that's where we need to, this read.csv function needs or requires the file's name and where the file is stored, right? So how does this look like? So I'm going to show you that. And so I'm going to just copy this server function, and then I'm going to put it here. Okay. And for UI, so it's the function that we need is input file function. So in the Shiny cheat sheet, on the right side we have input column, right? And where is it? Oh, file input function, right? So the mandatory arguments are input ID and label. Okay. All right. So let's do that. File input, and the fact that we have a file here, input $ file. So this file is input ID. Okay. So file, and then the label, let's say upload. Okay. And for now, let's comment this out. So Control Shift C for comment. Okay. And then, all right. So here to show input $file data path, what is that? So we are going to print the output table output. So here on the UI side, output table, and then let's call that table, or let's call that something more meaningful, file info. Okay. And here, so the pairing function on the server side for output table, what is it? Oh, I'm sorry, it's not output, it's table output. Sorry, table output. Oh, and also there's X because we need comma. All right, and the matching pairing function on the server side for table output is render table. So render table, but we need to provide input ID. So input ID is this file info, and then render, what is it? Table, right? So Here, we're going to provide input file. And, this is to see what this input file data path looks like, right? So let's run this app, okay? And then uh, I'm going to go find some data file, right? So I'm going to select this. All right, so this printed out input file object in a table. So it has name, it has size, it has type, and here's a data path, right? So it's in the C drive, users folder, owner folder, and so on. And in the end, you have file's name, right? So this is a data path, and that is what we're providing for this read.csv function. Okay? So, all right, let's comment this out again. Control Shift C and Control Shift C and Control Shift C and all right. So um, let's print table output again, and this time let's call this table, right? And this data reactive value, let's print that output table render table, right? And then head data, and don't forget the parentheses, right? So while it's importing the data file, it's supposed to notify or message this reading data dot dot dot, and then it should disappear once the task completes, right? So let's reload app. Error. So this file input um, at the start it initializes to null, and that's why it's giving this error. So in reactive, let's require um, file. So it doesn't do anything until, so here, hold off execution until the user provides a file. Okay, that's what this require function is for, right? So now let's try again, reload. So it doesn't give us any error. So let's browse for the data, and then let's select the data, and there you go. All right. By the way, did you see the message? Let's try this again. It was so quick. So when I select this, there was a message showing up very, very quick at the bottom. Can I select anything bigger so it takes longer? All right, that looks bigger. Oh, that's Excel instead of comma separate CSV file type. Uh, which one will be a little bit larger? This one, 439. Let's try this. All right, that was really, really quick. Again, the point is the message disappears once the task completes. Okay. All right. That's it. I'll see you in the next video.